Hello, my name is Sarah Mamani and I'm super excited to have you here with me. I will be your host today on Just Kids Health, where we give healthy tips for growing kids. We have an amazing guest, his personal touching story with great tips for parents. Ladies and gentlemen and kids of all ages, please welcome Dr. David Egbert, specialist pediatrician. Doctor, can you please introduce yourself?
Right, so I'm Dr. David Egbert. I'm a pediatric specialist. I've been dealing with children for maybe the last three and a half decades. And I won't say I know everything about them, but I know pretty much quite a bit about them. That's all I can tell you,
Can you tell us more about your medical experience?
Right, so I grew up in a medical school in India, which was started by a British missionary lady. Her name was Edith Brown. That was in 1893. She started that medical school on her way to Kashmir. She was on a holiday to Kashmir, and the train stopped at a station called Ludhiana on the way to Kashmir in Punjab, right? And she saw a lot of lepers on the station. She got very upset. She stopped her holiday. She cut short her holiday, and she got up in Ludhiana, and she went and started a nursing home to look after these lepers. And that nursing home she trained nurses there, to look after the lepers, do their bandaging and stuff like that, give them medication and all. And that nursing home then grew up to become a women's medical school. And in 1955, it became a medical school. And it is now in the top 5 medical schools of India. That's the story of where I grew up.
Doctor, what inspired you to pursue your profession as a pediatrician?
The innocent world of children, it always fascinates me. They will look at you and say, why have you got half your hair white and half your hair black? And then you have to tell them, because I dye them and the dye wears off. And then say, oh, okay. Then it's fascinating how innocent children are, and they're so upfront about everything. They will just tell you flat on your face, okay, this is the story.
Doctor, can you please share with us an inspirational story you've had with any one of your patients?
Oh yeah, I had a kid. She's now one of the IT experts in Boston. She's as old as my daughter, actually. She was, I saw her, and she was very interesting, and she used to always come to me and sit in my lap, and I'm supposed to give her an injection, a vaccine, something like that, and she will sit in my lap, and then she'll talk to me, and she'll play around with me and do everything, not knowing that what's coming next, okay, is the vaccine. And then when I send her off, I say, okay, it's time for you to go now. She'll say, where do I go? You have to go to the nurse. Okay. And then when she goes to the nurse, she gets the vaccine, then she comes back mad at me. You didn't tell me that I'm going to get that. So I didn't know, sweetheart. It's just a nurse. She's just a bad woman. That she gave it to you. So okay, I'll talk to her then. But yeah, she's a very interesting girl, and she's doing very well actually.
Doctor, would you like to give any special advice to parents?
Absolutely. I think what children need is a road to their life. You should remember that every child is born sterile. They come into a world with no ideas, with no concepts, with no preconceived notions. They imbibe everything from the environment in which they grow. It is for the parents to provide them the best possible environment for a child to bloom. That's a parental role, and I think that's very, very important for parents.
And lastly, how do you feel about Just Kids Health? Do you have any words to share?
I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. The world depends, the future of the world is children, and if we look after our kids, we are going to do a lot for the world in general. If we give them the right information, we give them the right input, we give them the right values, we'll have a better world, maybe 2 generations later.
Thank you for watching and have a great day. Don't forget to comment and subscribe so you can watch our next video coming soon.